to what they have here. I thought Roberto Perez got it spot on, really. He's got an experienced jockey. He's ridden in the States for a long time, also in Macau and Malaysia and Chile, before basing himself in Saudi for the last few seasons. I also think, Stephen, perhaps that our locals, they've all been beating each other all season.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a standout since we lost RB Byrne to injury. They're maybe not that great.
Yeah, we thought there was a depth of quality, but as you quite rightly point out, they've largely taken it in turns to beat each other, and with there being only a limited French raid, there were no other runners from the Gulf this year, then perhaps it became a little bit weaker than we expected, and they'd had a hard season as well. You know, this horse was coming in fairly fresh, and he's been able to win it. I must confess, I don't know who his trainer is. I'm guessing it's the guy, one of those guys.
Yeah, on the right side, first runner here for Matlaq bin Mashraf. Well done to him. And racing in Saudi is pretty strong. So we haven't got much of a handle on it, apart from through the few international races they have. They are going to expand, though, aren't they, Callum? They've announced I think a $16 million race, but they haven't quite said when it will be.
Yeah, it's a huge prize. I was speaking to somebody the other day that economic model, a horse that potentially could be a horse that could go away for that, given his future trainer, it has come from Saudi Arabia. But it'd be interesting to see how it fits in with so many of these valuable races now. With America, you've got the Pegasus, and here with the Dubai World Cup. I don't actually know what distance the Saudi race is going to be over, but it's a little bit quiet at the moment. But it sounds like an exciting initiative. I'm sure it will get support just because. Of how much is on offer?
It was actually 17 million, wasn't it? They basically want to eclipse the Pegasus, which is currently at 16 million. But I'm good that Saudi's becoming more international and will be welcoming people in, and so we'll look forward to getting more information about that. Lara Sawaya, big supporter of Arabian racing through the Sheikh Mansour Festival, is in the parade ring to congratulate these connections. And he's got strong man written on the side of his breeches there, Roberto Perez. Is he particularly small jockey, or is, as you say, a very, very tall horse?
I think he is a little bit of a small jockey, to be fair to him, but yeah, he's a fine stamp of a purebred Arabian, isn't he? He was just having a good look around there as well. His ears were pricked, and doesn't look as though this has taken too much out of him. I mean, he's obviously, or you'd assume he's quite fragile, considering he's a 7-year-old and only had the 5 starts here, but he was a good way better than the rest, and he broke the track record in the process as well, which I'm not sure what that can tell us towards the other dirt races, but I have to assume it's pretty quick again out there.
Track record was actually held by Handassa from when he won Mattoon Challenge Round 3 in 2016. He shares it with AF Mahmoud, who won this race a couple of years ago. And Dane O'Neill. There's going to be a few disappointed trainers, I think, among the local ranks. As you mentioned, Ziad. Was it just a case he was able to dominate on Super Saturday and he couldn't do that here?
He was certainly able to get closer to the pace on Saturday, wasn't it, on the Super Saturday, than he was on this occasion. I think just from his draw, he ended up kind of 7 or 8 back, and no real excuses for him in the end. Barnamage is the mark. It's Paddy's Day. He could never get to the front. I think I still maintain that's the best way to be hit, for him to be ridden, and from that draw again they had no real option but to try and sort of slot in as close as they could to the pace, and he's ultimately finished well held. The Saudi horse is very good. Good to see Mawahib as well back, because halfway through the season she lost the plot, but now she's ended the campaign with 2 good efforts.
Yeah, I suspect Eric will be pretty happy with that. He does certainly think she's a very smart filly. Lovely shots of her. The Classic winner there, tongue lolling out. It's certainly not the easiest horse to ride, but I guess it helps that Roberto Perez has ridden him for all of his starts. So he didn't look unduly worried. He certainly didn't seem flustered when the horse drifted like that. No,
just got a little lonely in front, I think, having drifted left and then right. Maybe also just has a quirk or two, but it's only his 5th start, and this is entirely different to what he's done previously, really, isn't it? On a far bigger stage, you've got to be very impressed with the horse. Physically he looks a very imposing type compared to the rest of the field. Obviously, the jockey would be absolutely delighted. Roberto Perez there, and big opportunity for him on the big stage, and yeah, a little bit of a surprise, but